is the frequency in use. Thought not. This is K4PEW, net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex radio net. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? Didn't hear any. You can break at any time for that. We'll move right along. The net may be broken at any time for that. For information on this net, you can see us on 146415.net, 146415.net, or you can see us right now on YouTube, which is, you can look us up under my call, K4PEW, or Brain Trusts, it's plural, BRAINTRUSTS, one word, and either in the search block, and you'll find me on that channel. And it's live right now. Not that it's particularly, the audio is good, so you're going to see me in person, but I'm not sure anybody wants to see me in person. Well, at least on the video, they don't want to see me. Maybe not in person either. We had a great breakfast this morning, but I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. Let's see. Also, you can see us, you can join us in our email group at groups.io, groups.India Oscar, and look up under MJSS. You'll find us there. And what else? So you can send me an email at k4pew@arrl.net. We normally meet at 8 p.m. every Saturday and every Wednesday and Saturday night on 146.415. That's 146.415 FM. Simplex, of course, and the purpose of the net is to have fun, support hams and creating better stations and better conditions for themselves and being better operators to serve, well, to have fun, to serve their families and community if they had to in the future. We invite everyone to use the net to announce amateur radio events and activities. I don't know of any right up to pending, but we've got the buy-sell swap. After the 2-meter net tonight, we have the buy-sell swap and swindle. And we've got the 144.240 upper sideband net immediately following that. So be prepared for the 144.240. I'll repeat it again later. By the way, this is net number 564. We're starting from the south. Does anybody have any additions or subtractions or deletions for the announcements for today's Saturday? Well, everybody gets their notices on the email group, so I'm not going to announce the nets for next week. Anybody have any questions? All righty, then I shall get started. It's K4PEW again. Net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex radio net. Do we have any people from the south? Please come now.
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor.
Boy, you jumped right in there, didn't you, Larry? You sound good. Missed you at the breakfast, of course, but today was your off week, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, man. I can only do about one a month. 2 a month make me real fat.
That's true. It's also a pretty good trip for me for Rockville, so I appreciate you showing up at least once a month. That's great.
Okay, man. We'll let you get on with it. KE4SYV.
Yeah, very good. That was Larry, Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. He's in Rockville. Who's up next south?
KE4TYJ.
Hey, Jim, what's up? Yeah, you missed a nice breakfast. One of the new members is also, he came in as Harley.
He came, well, it would have been nice, but like I told you, I was talking to you this morning on my way home from work. So, yeah, that wasn't going to work.
Oh, I know. Again, I'm just saying that hopefully he'll be there next meeting, and you can be there maybe, and then you can trade Harley / Goldwing insults.
Yeah, it's not quite like that. At least it shouldn't be. But no, I know I missed a good day. Plus, I think I had a stomach bug, so I wasn't feeling good for the last couple of days. But yeah, feeling better tonight.
Fantastic. No, it was just fun. It's always fun. It's that simple. And always nice to meet the new people in the group. That was not Larry. He lives over on a boat over on Percy Priest Lake, or at least for the moment he does. And he rode his bike in 25-degree weather. So fortunately, it was only, I don't know what that is, 6 or 8 miles.
Oh, yeah. It's not too bad. I have a cold weather suit and other heated gear I could wear if need be, but couldn't make it this morning.
Yep, I got you. Well, very good, Jim. Good to have you in there. And Jim's in Woodbury. It's Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet. Good signal on his beam coming up from Woodbury. Who else is next south? Anybody else south?
W4VS.
Hey, how are you doing, Eddie? Good to see you this morning.
Yeah, it was had a good time for all.
we got kicked out of the big room to the small room.
Yeah, I think we were driving away customers.
Could have been. I don't know if they were talking about one thing only, but I think every two people in our group we were all talking about different things.
Oh yeah, no, we were. They had a big crowd coming in, so I understand. I heard me tell the guys that we've been kicked out of better places than this.
Yeah. Well, it was a good turnout. Everybody had a good time. So carry on. You're doing a good job, W4EBS.
Yeah, very good, Eddie. Good to have you this morning. Good to have you in here this evening. That was Eddie, Whiskey 4 Echo Bravo X-Ray. He is over in Gladeville, which is a little south of 40 and a little bit east of Mount Juliet. Who else south, please come in. Over to the east then.
WA4ZHI.
Okay, I got James in there, and there was a double. Well, hold on, Mr. Double. James, what's up?
Oh, it's a nice day today. Got some nice chats in.
Oh yeah, no, we had a good time at the. So nice to see you at the breakfast as always. While it was a little cool this morning, it didn't stay cool. It stayed very nice out today.
Yeah, I had some frost on my windows this morning. I had to wipe it down to leave there, to leave my home there.
Oh wow, yeah, I had to clean the frost off my wife was leaving this morning, so I went out and started the car, warmed her up, and scraped all the stuff off the windows.
Yeah, now I need a good car wash.
Yeah, that's right. Well, very good. No, I'm glad to see you. Hope you had a good time this morning.
Yeah, it was great.
Cool. Yeah, I almost even though it's we don't tend to do a group talk, so there's about 6 or 8 conversations going on simultaneously.
Yeah, you had to pause and turn around and see if you want to join the other one.
That's right. You can move around. Well, very good. That was James here in Mount Juliet, Whiskey Alpha 4 Zulu Hotel India. Sound good as always. Good to have you this morning. Who else is east?
KE4TWF.
Hey, good to see you this morning as well. Do you have a good time, I hope? Wes?
Oh, I didn't know you talked. No, I had a great time. Great time. Next time we're gonna stand our ground, though. We're gonna say we're not leaving.
Yeah, you can't make us move, man, because we don't have to be here.
Telling you, that's gonna be our scrolling message on the website.
Yeah, I sent it out on just a notice a few minutes ago. But that was our alternate tagline for the group. You don't have to be here.
Well, I had a great time, and I could hear James tonight, so that's good. But everything else out here in the east is good. I think I'm the farthest east. KE4TWF.
Yeah, I hope Robin's here tonight. He just got home from work at after 6, close to 7 o'clock tonight. He left at 5 o'clock this morning and got back at 7 o'clock at night or so.
A lot of coffee and cigarettes. All right, well, I'll hear him on KE4TWF.
It's a lot of OT, man. He had a good time. He seemed pretty happy about making double time. Who else we got east of Mount Juliet?
K4DZ.
Yeah.
4LXH.
Hold on, Jimmy. We got Earl in there first. You hanging in there, Earl?
Yeah, buddy, hanging in there like a true trooper there.
It's supposed to be a hair and a biscuit, man. You're in Tennessee.
Hell yeah, I thought I'd break the egg yolk there and say something.
Yeah, I know. Is everything going well down there?
Yeah, slow as normal, and abundance of ignorance, overcoming, a whole lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're all afflicted with the ignorance bug about something or lots of things. Just some of us more than others.
Yeah, that's true. One thing I learned today, the most important thing, I think.
The one thing you did learn is what?
Not to try to do too many things at once to completion for maximum success.
Oh yeah, no, it's really one thing at a time. In an orderly fashion. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Is to get something done, it needs to be done in an orderly fashion, and I'm often not good at that, but it's something we should strive for.
Okay. Well, that's all I got. 7-3 Seaway, and here's one out there to hear my transmission. Take forward, DEC back to you.
Yeah, very good. It was Earl, and he's in Noreen, just east of the Cedars of Lebanon. That's Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. Good to hear from him. Who else is up east? Please come in. Oh, that was Jimmy.
Hey, Paul, this is Ken from LXH. How's it going tonight?
It's going good. You sound good. Did you get that antenna up any higher? Well, I wouldn't tell, but I can't tell, I should say. But did you get it up higher?
No, it's still at the same height, about 20 feet off the ground right now.
No, it's doing good. I mean, really good. I mean, I'm not sure. Well, you'll know more, but we actually were this morning on the air when I was out there about 7-ish. Signals were particularly good from, on 2 meters, at least to the west. I was talking to Don over there in Bon Aqua, and he was like S9, and he's almost never S9 during normal operations.
Wow, okay. Did they ever get any conditions where you get DX or whatever?
Oh, yeah, no, there's occasions that it happens, sure, when there's ducting on 2 meters, and that may have been some of what was going on. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
But I guess we'll have to wait for conditions where you actually have some sunspots or whatever.
No, it doesn't have to wait for sunspots for that to happen. But yeah, and obviously for some DX where you got that other ionization taking places, yeah, that we are going to have to wait for. But the ducting happens periodically.
Okay, well, I also got my little multi-band vertical up, but it's only about 15 feet in the air off the ground. But it's got its own counterpoise, so it doesn't need radio.
Now, which one was that?
The high gain AV 640. I've had it for about a year now.
Oh, yeah. Is that working okay for you?
Yeah, it seems to be working okay, although it's doing something weird on 20 meters. I just don't understand. It's not getting very good reception at all, but it's doing great on 40.
Oh, good. Very good. Yeah, sometimes it takes some playing around on how those things are adjusted to get them working right. I've never had one like that on a multi-band, but I've heard other people who have. Well, very good, Jimmy. Your signal sounds good as always now, and look forward to hearing that antenna up another, whatever, double or triple the height. That'd be great. Just be good to hear what's going on there. That was Jimmy. He's in northeast, north of the high school here in Mount Juliet. Kilo November 4 Lima X-Ray Hotel. Next up east, please.
Hey, I'm Corey.
Hey, Stan. You're gonna have to make it over to breakfast one of these days.
Yeah, I need to make it back before long. Kind of working on some projects around here today.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe we need to have a breakfast in Lebanon.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they have it at, whether in Cracker Barrel.
Well, there's what is that Sunset Diners over there on that what Cumberland is it?
It's kind of across from where the Cracker Barrel is.
Yeah, there's some places over there. I'm sure that we could, infest.
And I'm not sure what time Sunset opens. They may open early after breakfast.
Yeah, I don't know either. Well, very good. Everything else going all right on your quest for more DX on your challenge?
I haven't been messing with it too much lately. I've been trying to work on building a new hex beam. Today I worked on building a 10-meter vertical, but I'm not real happy with the 10-meter vertical. So.
How big? You say you're building one, or you bought a kit for the hex beam? You say that was a kit or a one you're building from scratch on that hex beam? I lost you.
Yeah, I think the battery's low.
Uh-oh. All right, we'll catch you later then, Stan. That was Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo in just a little bit north of downtown Lebanon. Who else east? Please come on.
KG4 Muzzy.
Hey, glad you could pull yourself out of the woodwork there, Kevin. How you doing? Did you get my emails I sent you?
I hadn't checked it. I'll check it here in a minute. But for now, I assume I did. Not a lot going on over here, man. Just same old stuff. Telling you, stuff's tearing my throat up. I don't know what kind of cold I got or whatever, but
Yeah, usually that means something to do with, like with your, whatever you call it, the upper respiratory where it gets into your ear canals and messes everything up.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, it's doing it. Hey, what's next? Is it gonna be 2 meter sideband?
That's affirmative. 2 meters on that 144.240.
Okie dokie. All right. Well, there's not a lot going on over here, Paul. Same stuff, different day. I'm sorry about not making the meeting this morning, but you know me.
Well, I'll tell you what, you need to stay. I'm glad you stayed home and rested because you didn't need to be running around town with a bad throat, man. That would stink.
They're right. All right. We'll talk to you in a minute. KT4, my thing.
Yep. Hope you feel better, Kevin. Yeah, none of that is good. Every time I hear somebody's getting a cold now, I think of that stupid coronavirus. I don't think there's any in where we live, but what do I know? I just hope it's something simple and it goes away by tomorrow. Anyway, that was Kevin, Kilo Golf 4, Mike, India Zulu, and he's in just a little bit west of downtown Lebanon. Who else? East, please come on.
WD4PWC.
What a signal you got there, man. That's fantastic. How you doing?
Hey, thank you so much.
No, you sound good, Jeff. What's you're still using the same setup you had the last time you checked in, right?
Absolutely. No change.
No, that sounds really good. Been doing anything good?
And we went to Half Fest in Dalton.
Oh, you did go. How'd you like it?
It was huge.
Yeah, that's what I'm told. I kind of wish I could have gone, but it coincided with the breakfast, and I didn't want to spend any more money, so I'm glad I didn't go to Dalton because I probably would have bought something.
Yeah, they had a lot of good stuff.
Oh yeah, that's what I was told. They had in the boneyard, the outside. They say that there's tons of stuff out there.
That's very true. It was tons.
Well, I guess next year will have to wait for me to show up next year. I'm glad. It was. Had you been to Huntsville?
Not yet.
Okay. I was going to say if you could compare it to Huntsville, but I'm told it's actually somewhat bigger than Huntsville.
Yeah, it was definitely worth it.
Cool. Glad to hear it. Yeah, like I said, I guess I'll wait for next year. Very good. That was Jeff, Whiskey Delta 4, Bravo Whiskey Charlie. He's in Lebanon as well, and appreciate the work he does over with the emergency operations group over there. Who else is east? Please come up to the north. Then north of Mount Juliet.
Whiskey Echo 4 Echo. GMR KJ4HUB.
All right, hold on there, Ray. You got Ray, and we got Zoe, and the first one was Danny. All right, Danny?
Hold my own, Paul. How's everything over there?
Yeah, what do we got to do? Build a bridge to get you over to the breakfast?
Yeah, something like that when the monorail's done.
Hey, that'll go up 20 years after we're dead.
Yeah, no kidding. About the time they get the bridge finished, I guess.
Oh, oh, yeah, that's right. The bridge, the non-existent bridge, you mean?
Exactly. Or put one of the ferries back in service.
I'm telling you, I wonder if they permit. Well, nah, you still got to have a place to land and upset all the landowners and all the barge traffic. We can make a mess of it.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's line up a bunch of people to irritate.
Yeah, we had a big event. I went to the city planning, the urban planning and urban development commission at the city last Thursday night, and the place was packed because they were going to open up the 400 unit high density property next to us, and they can open up the road between them and us where we're medium density in only about 45 houses. So we were going to connect 45 houses to about 400 houses, and the subsequent traffic, because we're closer to getting over to Mount Juliet Road if they use our exit instead of theirs.
Oh, of course. It's kind of like the nut jobs up here in Sumner County. They've I don't know if you're familiar with this part. Anybody that's familiar with this area, Hendersonville, Saundersville Road. It's not a very big road. There's already a couple of big subdivisions back there. It gets caked up pretty bad during peak times, and even sometimes not. It's got a very awkward intersection there, kind of under the 386 bypass and on the other side of the railroad tracks and whatever. And it's just a very awkward intersection.
and they just approved back this summer, I guess, 600 and some house development back there. Going to have one way in, one way out. They were talking about building a bridge across to like Country Hills Golf Course, which is actually municipal. But the people are screaming bloody murder because there's already no infrastructure. We don't have it to support it, and I mean it's just they keep applying for 100 houses here and 200 houses there and 300 houses someplace else, and and I don't know where they think they're going to put all of this stuff, or who's going to buy them, or how they're going to get in and out.
That's not important to any.
I understand that, Paul. Follow the money.
Oh no, it's always the money. And then after that, I was reading in today's paper that the city council just approved oh gosh, I forgot what it was already, a 360 unit apartment complex just off of Lebanon Road, just a little bit west of this road here, Mount Juliet Road, and well, I don't know, a mile or so west of us. But it's a never-ending battle because this place is growing like crazy.
Well, yeah, and we're looking at. I was just perusing real estate things and stuff, whatever, and I think Wilson County's got like the second highest median home price in Middle Tennessee. A lot of that is because of all that growth over there. When I moved here, Mount Juliet was a little sleepy little town, and I think it's a fair statement to say that's no longer the case.
No, and quite honestly, Mount Juliet more or less has told the world that they're open for business, and they mean it when they say it because they're giving out a lot of permits. By the way, they're going to make the access road, but ultimately, I think they're going to. I'm sure they're going to put up an emergency gate only, so it's only accessible by fire and ambulance, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, a likely story.
No, the builder says he's going to put it in as long as he gets the approval next in about 3 weeks from the city. So I think that's going to work forward, but we'll see, won't we? Nothing's done. It ain't over till it's over, as they say.
Well, yeah, and the big problem I have with a lot of the development stuff is the vast majority of developers are all from out of state. So they're going to come in, they're going to spread a bunch of money around, they're going to buy a bunch of land, they're going to bulldoze it and put these scorched earth cookie cutter neighborhoods in and everything, and then they're going to take their money and leave town, never to be heard from again. If it was a local builder, local outfit, and the money was staying here, I'd be a little less concerned about it. But the far and away the vast majority of these developers, they've got no skin in the game. There's no reason for them to come and do it well. Because as soon as they're built out, they're out of here.
Yeah, the beauty of this one is that these guys, I met the three guys, and they're sons of the original developer, the Robinson family, and they've lived their whole life here in Mount Juliet. So these are local builders, and they do care, and they're familiar with the city. They're familiar with the city council. In fact, they probably know everybody on the council, and it's actually kind of neat to see that kind of operation.
Well, it's kind of refreshing because some of the operations that were going to come over here, and like the bunch that wanted to operate or wanted to build out 105 homes on 35 acres, the Beatty Farm over here, which is kind of the last bastion of open green space on the East Peninsula in Hendersonville, and they're all from like Texas, and they're talking about green space. Well, the green space was going to be off in a corner, isolated from pretty much all of the pass-through traffic, and all of this. So they come in with their high hopes and their street lights and their green spaces and all this planned communities, and they don't care. They want to take the money and go. And I have no opposition to somebody making a buck. It's don't make the buck on the back of somebody else.
Well, again, that all comes down to the city and what they approve ultimately. So I don't really blame developers. When that does come up, I always blame the city, the development committees and the city council. And this one is kind of neat, really, because if you take a look next time, the community next to us is very nice. I've never been back there, but I looked at it on Street View. It's called Triple Crown. Look it up, Triple Crown Development. It's just west of me, here behind Walmart. Very nice. You cruise through the streets there, you go, man, this is a nice neighborhood. It really is nice. It's not one of these cookie cutter places. I mean, a lot of homes are similar, and the lots are smaller than ours. They're anywhere from zero point 0.3 to 0.4 acres. And mine is one of the smaller lots in this community with 0.6 acres. Many are larger. Some of them have up to 3 or 4 acres. But I guess what I'm getting at is that when you see the Triple Crown, you can see these developers really were thinking through, and it really looks nice. Anyway, let me move on. Danny, it was good to hear from you. Whiskey Echo 4 Echo. We're going to get you over here to breakfast one of these days. Good to have you in there. And a good signal out of Hendersonville. Ray and Zoe, KJ4 GMR and KJ4 HNV. How you enjoyed Dalton, did you?
Oh yeah, I'm kind of enjoyed it. It was, no trouble going down and no trouble one little spot coming back. So we booked down, booked back. I picked that stuff up. I can't even think of his name now. Anyway, over at Hermitage. So I'm waiting on him to either tomorrow to pick it up. I picked up a few things. Should have picked up one more, but I didn't.
Yeah. Did you spend much money when you go down there?
Well, I'm gonna keep my dog out of that hunt.
All right. Did you get anything you actually needed?
Well, yeah and no. A fella wanted a radio that I bought down there today, and I bought it cheaper. I'm gonna make a little money on it. I'm not gonna make a whole lot, but I'm gonna make a little on it. But I'm helping somebody, so that's all that matters.
I gotcha. Well, very good. And Zoe enjoyed the trip?
She always enjoys it. She just to get away,
Oh, yeah. It's always nice to get away from home for a day and see the countryside.
Yeah. Yeah, then I have to come back home to a granddaughter, have her to fit because nobody's wanting to sit around and babysit her. 15, 16-year-old. Anyway, it's, oh boy, here we go.
Well, just takes some growing up to get over that, doesn't it?
She might got her. She might get a little enlightened now because there's some folks here that she don't need to be messing with, and they're giving her a once over.
Yeah. Well, it builds character, doesn't it?
Soon will not be here, but they're here. They can do about it. But anyway, other than that, we've had a good trip, good time. I enjoyed it. Like I say, I bought 3 radios, and I wished I'd have bought the 4th one. My wife looked at me when I handed her them 2, and I said, I'm going after this radio over here. I'll be back with you. She says, what?
I'm sure she's used to that.
Well, she don't sell a whole lot, but she knows that I've already got 2 of what I sent her back to the truck with. And she said, well, I guess it's going to be another one that's just like you got at the house. I said, nah, this ain't. Anyway, I got it. And then I wished I'd went on and bought another one. But anyway, I left it alone. So, that makes her happy too.
All right. Well, very good. I'm glad you made a good, safe trip down to Dalton and back with Zoe. And that was Kilo Juliet 4 Golf Mike Romeo, Ray, and Kilo Juliet 4 Hotel November Victor. And that's Zoe, both in Cottontown. They had a good trip to Dalton today and came back with their arms full of stuff. Who else north?
10-4 FAX, the old man of the lake.
Hey, Otis, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. Y'all all right? Everybody over there okay?
Oh, yeah, you got a good, strong signal there, Otis.
I appreciate that. Always try to be up there with the rest of you. Okay, good night. My bedtime, as you know.
All righty, we'll catch you later, Otis. That's Otis in the Nonagerian over 90s club here. That was Kilo November 4 Foxtrot Alpha X-Ray Otis, and he's in Hendersonville. Who else north?
KN4 KXA Robert on the J-pole.
Hey, Robert, how are you?
Man, I'm doing fine. How about you?
I couldn't get much better, I don't think. It's just been a nice day, and I didn't have to stress myself out on anything, and we had a nice breakfast with some other hams, and so it was good. You need to show up at one of those one of these days.
Man, I do, but it's a pretty good haul over there to Mount Trees, but you're right, I sure do. Man, had a great day today. Worked with some guys, spread 250 bags of mulch.
Ooh, That's a lot of bags of mulch. How big are those bags? Don't tell me. I don't know how much they. What kind of mulch was it?
Untreated cypress mulch, 2 cubic feet per bag.
Oh yeah, I know which bags you're talking about. Still a lot of bags.
Yeah, it is. They came 40 to the pallet, and it was 6 pallets.
Yeah, that's a lot. I got to get either that or the what is the other ones they have in the pieces? What is that? Cedar or is it now? What is that they have that they chop up into chunks and use it for mulch?
Well, the cool thing about that cedar is it's untreated. There's no chemicals or any of that sort of stuff in it, and there's no plywood or particle board ground up in it.
Ah, and it smells good too.
Yeah, it pretty quickly it's sort of a neutral smell, but it's a real good mulch.
Yeah, I've got to get some of that. I'm working on a section of the yard here. It's got to get done that way. I have to finish leveling it and get it covered with some plastic and plant some flowers and get that mulch put down. I'll be happy. My wife will be happy. Let me put it the right way.
Well, that's what we do is keep them happy, right?
Well, sometimes.
I heard that, man. Well, hey, thanks for the net tonight. Appreciate it.
Yeah, very good. And if again, you're in Gallatin, right?
Nuggets, I'm in Goodlettsville.
I guess I get those G words mixed up. Isn't that terrible? Goodlettsville. Yeah, Goodlettsville. Got it. Yeah, it's I get up there every once in a while. It's a nice area. Anyway, there was Robert, Kilo Mike 4, Kilo X-Ray Alpha, and he's in Goodlettsville. Good to have you in there, Robert. Great signal, by the way. Of course, Goodlettsville isn't 40 miles away either. But anyway, who else is next up for North?
N4 VTI.
TP.
I did hear another one, TP there, but I got Charlie in there first. You doing okay, Charlie?
Yeah, I am. How are you doing, Paul?
Well, I couldn't get much better. It's a good night for a net. You're gonna have to get back to the breakfast one of these weeks if you can.
Yeah, I couldn't make it today. Honestly, I woke up pretty late for me. So, yeah, unfortunately, I cannot go today. But yeah, I'm glad I could check into the net. I'm actually busy right now doing a couple things, but I throw it in. So I'll just let you get on back to the net. N4 VTI.
Very good. Keep the nose to the grindstone. You'll do well. That was Charlie, November 4, Victor Tango India. I think he is the youngest in our group, or at least by age, the youngest one in our group. And he's in, there we go. CPT. How you doing, Brian? Good to see you this morning.
Oh, it's doing good. And I'm hearing a lot of people, so this antenna is doing well. And I guess we're just getting people that are close by me that are checking in. That might be the anecdotally.
Yeah, I don't know. Were you early enough to hear Larry down there from Rockville?
I couldn't hear him, but I heard the others.
Okay, very good. So you got to tell people, is it worth the trip to go to breakfast on a Saturday morning from Hendersonville?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I get to see everybody, and it's kind of nice that way, as opposed to just having voices in my head.
Yeah, you get to learn who's who and get a good feel. It is nicer. I agree. It's and you can see a whole bunch of people at one time because so often during the day and on the net, you just hear one person at a time, and you don't get conversation. At least on the nets, you don't get conversation with them, but you can. But you can't always catch them on the air, during the week. Anyway, yeah, it is good to have a meeting in person. I really like it, and I'm glad everybody else seems to like it. Got anything else for the net? That's right. You didn't go to Dalton, but you're looking to buy any new equipment?
I'm always looking, but I don't have the money to do it. I'll just hang loose.
Well, that's what that ham stands for, right? Haven't any money. Well, other things always seem to jump up in the head of the stuff I want. Anyway, that was Brian, and he is in Hendersonville. Kilo Alpha 3, Charlie, Papa Tango, made the trip from Hendersonville for the breakfast. He's done that, I don't know, several breakfasts in a row. I'm glad to have you there, Brian. Who else north? Going to the west then, west of Mount Juliet.
KM4YRF.
You got all that equipment I gave you up?
No.
No, I didn't think you did. Yeah, it was nice to see you at the breakfast. It was a good day.
Off work, and we got that little chore done.
I'm sorry, I doubled with you a little bit. Which chore did you get done?
I got the 10-meter antenna put up 10 feet higher.
Aha. Oh, yes, yours I knew about. Right. I was wondering. Now, Rick's is a ways down the road there.
Yeah, Rick's is probably going to be maybe next weekend.
Yeah, that'll be good. Of course, it'll miss Wednesday night's net, but we do have, it'll make Sunday night's net maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, sounds good. You got anything else for the net?
I just want to remind everybody about the 10-meter net on Sunday night at 7:30.
Yeah, Michael's reminding of those who can't. Well, if we can and can't hear you, but the Sunday night, we have the net on 10 meters on that 28.415 at 7:30, and that's the second of the two nets because we have the other one on Wednesday nights following the 2-meter net, but is a standalone net a little earlier in the evening for the people got to go to bed early, I guess. Well, very good, Michael. That was Michael. He's in Bellshire, and that's Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot in northeast Nashville. Oh, Bashville. Well, again, Nashville. It's the whole county, but he's in Bellshire. All right, who else is up next? West.
November 4, Don't Juggle Turtles.
Hey, Don. Let me see. I didn't notice. I want to see if your signal's about the same as it was this morning.
Hey, yours is still up there, so I'm hoping mine is.
Yeah, it's pushing over S8 here on the scale, so you're doing pretty good. It was S9 this morning, and sometimes over S9, as I remember.
Well, yeah, some of you finally moved that motorhome out of the way, and we have a clear path to each other. We'll see how long it lasts.
Yeah, well, just wait for a big 6-story apartment building to go up somewhere between you and me.
Absolutely. Well, I started building my antenna today. I did half done. I got the heart of the antenna, boom, put together, and all the elements are mostly mounted and measured. I did notice that I was missing a part. There was a tear in the box. It looked like nothing had fell out, but apparently the close-in element for one of the for the 17-meter director missing that tube. So I'll send an email off to those guys, and they'll get one shipped to me. It's not the end of the world. Kind of took the wind out of my sails, but yeah, I got everything mounted on the boom, and I just got to add the taper elements and get the transmission rails run up on it, and then of course finish the 17 meters. But yeah, I made pretty good progress. It's a long day. It's a lot of antenna to put together, but I'm happy with the progress. Actually, I'm not in a hurry.
Yeah, I can't believe they left out a part.
Yeah, I don't think they left it apart. I think it fell out of the box because there was a hole in it. So that part is laying on a UPS dock somewhere. I'm surprised I didn't lose more, but I only lost the one. So yeah, it was just a lot of nuts and bolts. It's built like a tank, really. I'm not concerned with this thing ever, going anywhere once we get it all together. It's pretty solid. It's just it ain't like putting together that 2-meter beam, that's for sure. It's a big yagi.
Yeah, I understand. Well, very good. I'm glad you're making progress. I'm sorry I didn't get it all done today, but those are the little roadblocks we get or speed bumps, I guess they are, in getting something done. I'm in that same boat sometimes. Well, very good. That was Don, November 4 Delta Juliet Tango, and he's in Bon Aqua. Great signal out of Bon Aqua. We were talking early this morning, and he was like 10 and 15 over sometimes. It was amazing. Even the minor conditions can change the 2-meter results. Who else, West?
November India 4 Delta.
Hey, how are you? Good to have you in there, Carl.
Good to hear you, Paul. Trying to recover from a hard day of labor, helping some friends out with some projects, and sitting around playing around on 160. They got the big contest going on, so I've been trying to get as much of that in as I can, and of course, you always have to have a good nap on Saturday, so that's kind of been the day.
What you have a wire antenna for 160, do you?
Yeah, it's an inverted L. We stuck that up, and that one had its own trials and tribulations. It's doing pretty good right now. There's still a couple more things that need to be done with it. They got all the radials in, 20-foot or 65-foot radials, and it kind of runs up 35 feet and then across the rest of the way. It's about right now I think it's about 128 feet or so, and it needs to come out about one more foot. About 60 foot on the top end. I measured it with the AFR the other night, and it's pretty close to 60 feet at the top edge.
You made me think of now. What length is that 160 inverted? The total wire length?
About 129 feet total.
Okay. I saw in it was one of the European guys. I don't remember where it was. Eastern Europe, as I recall, and he had a 160 2-element. Well, I say it's 2-element. It's a Moxon, which is a 2-element, and it was strung up in this big side of a hill. And you can imagine how much wire that was for a 160 Moxon.
Pretty much enough to stream power to most of small towns in the U.S., I would imagine.
I don't remember how big. I just remember seeing it and go, oh man. I wouldn't mind trying it, but I don't have enough property for that.
Yeah, most people who aren't gentlemen farmers don't. That would definitely chew up some real estate. Kind of like a 160-meter rhombic. I always wanted to see one back in the day, and when I finally did, it reminds me of how much land I don't own.
Oh yeah, no, I talked to a guy in the area, had a 1 mile loop, and he was using full legal limit, and I said, what? I can't believe somebody's got a mile of wire up in the air. And he said, I said, you got to put up a lot of posts, a lot of supports. He goes, no, I had trees every stretch except for one corner, and I had to put up a telephone pole.
That's about right.
Now, can you imagine though, a mile's worth? And I was talking to him. I was mobile in Florida, and he was out in the middle of the country somewhere. I don't recall where. And his signal was like he was just down the road from me. He was that strong, and that was on 17 meters.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing what you can do with a piece of wire at the right height and the right kind of drive behind it, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing to me. I was fascinated with the idea. I would love to see it. Anyway, good to have you in there, Carl. Carl working on the antennas all day, and that was November 1, 4 Delta, and he's over in don't tell me. I can never think of that stupid name of that. And that's not a stupid name. It's stupid because I can't remember it. It is because I'm never there. It is, hold on.
Well, let's shoot for Brentwood behind door number 1 there, Bob.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible because I can tell you, I've only been in Brentwood a few times, and for some reason, that name always escapes me. I'm not sure why. I'm going to write it here and see if I can indelibly etch it into my head. Brentwood. We got Brentwood and Woodbury, and well, there's some nice places around. Brentwood's a very nice area here in Middle Tennessee. All right, appreciate it, Carl. November 1, 4 Delta in Brentwood. And who else is west?
KN4ZBY.
KN4ZBY. How are you this evening?
Man, I'm doing great. How you doing, Paul?
I don't know. Did we get you on the mailing list?
You did. I've been getting the emails. Really appreciate it.
Okay, very good. I just want to make sure because I kind of know who's on there, but I don't keep track because it's not so important. I know who's on there. In fact, I was fascinated to see that I sent out an email this evening about the breakfast results, and I remarked that we had 95 people on that list, and it seems unbelievable we've got that many people on a Simplex mailing list.
Yeah, you get quite the crowd here.
Well, it's all good. I just think that we have it's. I don't know. It's not me that gets the crowd. I think it's the opportunity for everybody to hear who they can hear and who can hear them, and it gives them a good handle on how good they're doing it. I mean, I'm just as I heard somebody say one time, I hate the word, but I'm just a facilitator.
Well, it is a lot of fun. I know I've come a long way in my station since I first came on here with a Bofang with a roll-up J pole hanging out of a tree, and it's come a long way since then.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, believe me, so many hams, including me, started out with actually my first antenna, if I remember correctly, other than a handheld, was I. I'm trying to remember which came first, but I actually built a 2 meter, you know, 2 meter antenna, and I put it inside the house, and it was not knowing any better, like an idiot. I made it a ground plane 2 meter full wave vertical, and it worked great. I mean, it did work great. And I told somebody, probably the first person I talked to, and he goes, "What did you do?" I said, "I built a full wave." He goes, "You only have to." He says, "You know, you only have to build a 5/8 wave, half wave, or a quarter wave." I go, "No, I didn't know that because that thing was hanging from a light fixture in my bedroom, and the bottom of the ground plane was on the floor."
Oh man. Well, that's what's fun about the hobby, just learning things, as you go.
Oh yeah, no, I realize that. It's funny. And then I upgraded from that to a J pole. No, actually, I did two things. Well, I had a 70 centimeter beam I built from scratch on a tomato stake, and then I I put together a J pole, put it in the attic, and that seemed to do better. And then I realized that that wasn't the be all end all of antennas.
Yeah, I've been playing with HF for the past couple of days, and wow, this is a whole different rabbit hole. But I've been just thrilled to death with that.
Had you not spent too much time on that before?
No, I've just been a general for maybe the past 3 weeks, and just the past couple of days, I've made some QSOs that were pretty far away for the equipment I've got.
Oh yeah, even with modest equipment, modest antennas, and when the conditions are good, you can talk all over the world. Not necessarily everywhere, but you know what I'm saying. You don't have to be super sophisticated to work a lot. And let's put it this way: you don't have to be super sophisticated to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, it seems 2 meters a lot harder to, get distance with than HF is.
Oh yeah, no, 2 meters is rough. You need a beam and you need power and you need elevation. And whereas HF, I've worked. Oh gosh, I had a wire hanging out of a tree, an end-fed ZEP wire hanging out of a tree, and I think it had 100. Yeah, it was 100 watts, and I was talking all over the place when 10 meters was open, well, 12 or 13 years ago. But a lot of fun, and I worked with a wire hanging out of an off-center fed dipole when I was in Florida. I worked for I don't know how many stations, hundreds and hundreds, all over the world, and it's amazing how well you can do with low power as well.
Yeah, on 40 watts, I've hit Puerto Rico, Vermont. I mean, it's just amazing. It's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying the hobby.
Well, I'm glad, and I hope we were somewhat a little part of that. But Roger, appreciate you being there. I'm glad to hear good reports out of your working on the general. Well, you got the general, and now you're able to get on the air, and that makes it fun. I hope you can work your way toward the extra, and you don't have to remember where to stop spinning the band, spinning the dial. That was Kilo November 4 Zulu Bravo Yankee, and Rogers in Nashville. And who else is up next? K4PEW to Mount Juliet Simplexton of west of the Mount Juliet.
Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo Greg in Antioch.
Hey Greg, you doing all right?
Doing well. I kind of tuned in late, so y'all probably touched on this. Is there some sort of band opening going on?
2 meters is doing pretty good right now, but I don't know if it's open for long ducting. But are you hearing something about that?
No, I generally only hear maybe one out of every 10 stations, and I'm hearing everybody tonight perfectly readable.
Okay, well then I think that's what's going on. There's something going on. I don't know why exactly. I couldn't say. Not experienced enough to know that in propagation for 2 meters, but we noticed it first thing this morning that band conditions were very good for 2 meters from me over here in Mount Juliet over to Bon Aqua and vice versa. And I noticed tonight everybody sounded really good, including you. So we're doing great. But you're able to hear everybody tonight, huh?
I mean, spot on everybody, and I normally don't hear anybody.
Huh. That's interesting to know. What's everybody that's been on the air so far you could hear, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what are you using for an antenna, Greg?
I've got the intro diamond. That's what they call it, X1.
Oh yeah. You must be in a great spot there in Antioch.
It's not bad. I got a good open shot towards your direction.
Yeah, but I think, well, I'd be good anywhere in that Antioch, Smyrna, south of me, but or Murfreesboro. But for you to be on to hear everybody when you couldn't hear everybody before, obviously there's something going on.
Well, very good. Well, let me say hi to everybody, since probably nobody ever hears me anyway. I'm Greg in Antioch. Howdy, carry on, KT4CVE.
Yeah, very good, Greg. That was Greg in Antioch, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo with a great signal, and he's hearing everybody tonight. So I suspect the 2 meters is pretty open for everywhere. Who else is west? Anybody else west? Please come in.
Kilo Oscar Bravo Oscar.
Kilo Oscar. Oh man, you screwed me up on that one. 4 Bravo Oscar. I got it right.
Yeah. Should I get you a sign to put up for that?
No, it's just it's such a unique call. All calls are unique, obviously, but that one throws me a curve because I have to think about the number of O's in it.
No, I can make something up and bring it to you next time. I swear, something easy to hang up.
Yeah, what I ought. No, I got it. No, it's a cool call. It for some reason it's like I got ham dyslexia on that one because I want to for some reason I want to make that O. The first O is 0 in my mind, and I know it's not.
It was good to see everybody this morning.
Yeah, glad you could come. I mean, it's you can't ask for. I think you said it was a pretty good group.
Yeah, there were no arrests, right? We made it out okay.
No, we did make it out okay. No, they transferred us from the big room into the smaller private room just to keep us quiet, I guess.
I have been transferred to the smaller room before, so.
Yeah, it's but not taking a short bus to school.
So they that's not like something they only did the time I showed up, right?
I think it is the only time. Although we have been locked out of that room before, just because it wasn't ready, and because we normally are in that room, and it was there was no table set up in there, so people just started congregating over there, way on the other side, and then because normally that's where we'd be. Make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, we like the private room anyway, because that way we can be as loud and stupid as we want to be.
I'm pretty good at the loud and stupid part, so yeah, the smaller room worked out well.
Nah, you did all right. All right, well, very good. That was not Larry. Kilo Oscar 4 Bravo Oscar over on Percy Priest. It was good to have you in here for the first time, and I'm glad to have met you. It's nice to meet people, the new people who show up in the group. So it gives you who the heck you're talking to when you get on the air. Because it's funny. I always, as you probably already learned, you get this impression of what somebody looks like in your brain. It's based upon nothing but their voice and the inflections. And then when you see them, you go, "Nah, that can't be them." Well, very good. Good to have you in there. It's not Larry. It's Kilo Oscar 4 Bravo Oscar over Percy Priest. Good signal. And who's up next, West? Anybody? And I'm going to go to late check-ins. Please come to any place, anywhere.
You mean you're done south? KR4AZ.
Oh, yeah. We missed you, man. How you doing, Tim?
All right. I was standing around here waiting. I said, well, he's bringing up the south tail end again. I guess I got in about 8:05, something like that. So I guess I just missed it. I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
Doing great. We had started with South tonight. That's why. We finished with South. I think we finished. Yeah, there was only 4 people in the South 3 when we cruised by the first time.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I just texted Terry about something. He was out with the family. He said he's gonna miss the net, so he's there in thought anyway. All right, man. I'll let you run on. Sound like y'all had a good time at breakfast, and I was out running around antiquing with the good wife, so she got her a few treasures, so it worked out good. So anyway, my friend, carry on, and we'll catch you later. KR4AZ clear.
All right, Tim. Glad you could check in. Glad you could get some stuff. I'm sure she's very happy with her antique treasures. That can get a little pricey sometimes, and hopefully she wasn't spending too much for that cash you should be spending on antennas and radios, but that's how it goes. Tim, Kilo, Romeo 4, Alpha Zulu in Murfreesboro. Anybody else late chicken?
November 8th, Papa Yankee.
Ah, another late chicken. How you doing? Chicken. You're not a chicken, eh?
Well, I had chicken in the soup tonight.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever made that mistake before. Instead of a chicken, it's a chicken.
Hey, Tim, and yeah, I was over at the mom-in-law's and then had to take the wife by a couple of stores and was a little late getting in here. Well, a lot late getting in here, but did want to check in.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you saw the email I sent out today, but at the breakfast I announced that we have we have the "We don't need no stinking repeaters" tagline for the group, right?
That's right.
And the second one, well, we have some other ones that are related to it, and that's that. We give you 2 opportunities a week to miss the net, which is the only club in the nation I'm aware that does that. And we also give 2 opportunities a month to miss the breakfast. But we also, the tagline should be, maybe a scrolling tagline on the website would say, "You don't have to be here."
Yeah, and of course the number one rule: there are no rules.
No, that's the only rule we got. And I kind of like it. And everyone else seems to also.
Oh, no rules, just right. Well, I know you're trying to get on through and see over on the sideband net here in a little bit. And 8PPY clear.
Yeah, very good. That was Rusty. Rusty, man, I can't get him straight tonight. He's a chicken and he's Rusty. It's Rusty in November 8th, Papa Yankee, and he is in Murfreesboro as well. One of the very active participants in the Bible Net that's on at 6 o'clock every morning on the AF4TZ machine. Who else is late checking any place anywhere?
K4OFO.
Oh, man, you're going to get over to one of those breakfasts. I haven't seen you in so long. You're probably aged 15 years.
Well, when you get old, you have a hard time remembering, and I think about it by the time everybody's through. And I said, well, I'm not going to go up there to eat when everybody's leaving. So I'm going to have to start doing better. I'm going to start tying a string on my finger.
Nah, we're probably going to have somebody come by and knock on your door.
Yeah, they could do that too, but I probably wouldn't hear them.
Yeah, it was funny because Robin was going to be there this morning, and he got called out like 5 o'clock this morning, and he didn't get home until about 7 o'clock tonight.
That don't sound too good. Well, it's good to everybody on the net. Beautiful day. Got to work outside all day. Thankful for that. So I'll let you get on with it, and I hope we have a few more late comers coming in here in a minute. Talk to you later. K4FO clear.
Yeah, we're chugging right along. That was Donnie. He's in Hermitage, south of me, east of Mount Juliet Road. That's Kilo 4 Oscar, Foxtrot Oscar. Any other late chickens? All right, we're moving on to the next group if we don't get the late chickens. All right, you're going to fall into the lollygagger, sandbagger, lurker, sandbagger, preppers, end-time survivalists, I said preppers, and the flat earthers. That's what it is. Any of those check-ins, please come in. Oh, I forgot the SDR donglers. All righty, there was 27 check-ins. Good group. Anybody got anything to buy, sell, swap, or swindle tonight? Start off with anybody got anything they got to sell? Well, that was a resounding no. Anybody got a list of what they want if they didn't find it at Dalton? Well, it's a resounding no to that as well. Again, if you ever have anything, you don't have to wait for a Saturday night. If you've got something you want to sell or something you're looking for to buy, don't hesitate to post it to the net. We've got 90, to the what do you call it? The groups.io site for us, and you get out to 95 hams, and some of those hams share with other hams, and so you can get it out to a pretty large group of people if you're looking to buy or sell something. So anyway, we're going to move on then to the 144.240 upper sideband net, unless somebody wants to check in right now. All righty, we actually finished before 9 o'clock with 27 people, so I must be getting more efficient and less words and less lip smacking here to get through the net. So we'll see you over on 144.240 in just one moment. K4PEW closing this portion of the net. All righty, that was quick. We're quick at the wrist there. On to 144.240. This is K4PEW with the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net on 144.240. Starting again from the west.
November India 4 Delta.
Hey, very good, Carl. A good signal there. Who else we got west?
KM4 Wow.
I think I also heard Don. Was that Don I heard you in the background?
Yeah, N4 DJT is Paul, you're slamming your follow. That's fine. Great signal.
Ah, cool. Glad to hear it. You sound good too as well. So we really the conditions on the 2-meter sideband and FM are really good today. I got you in there, Michael. You were in there strong as well. I think it was even better than earlier today when we talked on 10 meters. Who else we got west or south? I mean, where was I headed? West first? Is that where I went?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm supposed to start south. It doesn't matter. West, please come now. Anybody south, please come now.
N-A-T-T-Y.
Hey, you sound good. How much power are you running there, Rusty?
Oh, that big old 5, boy.
Oh yeah, no, it's doing good. I think. Hey, up in Bon Aqua or Michael, are you hearing Rusty in Murfreesboro on 5 watts?
Yes, I can hear him. It's really low, but I still hear him. He's making Brentwood pretty strong.
Ah, very good. Glad to hear. Well, that just shows you good conditions and you don't need a lot of power. I learned that a couple of nets ago when I did the 10 meters, and I didn't realize I had my radio set on 5 watts, and everybody heard me. So obviously, you don't need a lot of power under local conditions. At least recently, you don't. Who else south? Rusty, it's good to have you in there. Who else is south?
Kilo Romeo 4 Alpha Zulu.
Ah, good strong signal tonight there, Tim. Who else south? Over to the east, please come in.
KE4 DEZ.
Hey, you sound good in there, Earl. It might even be a little better than on 2-meter FM. Who else east? Anybody else east, please come in. Kevin, you out there? Got to dig you out of the mud there? Nope, don't hear. How about up to the north then? North of Mount Juliet, please come in.
Whiskey Echo 4 Echo.
Yeah, you sound good in there, Danny. You were hearing everybody tonight from Hendersonville?
Yeah, heard everybody on sideband for sure. And I think I had a couple of people that were just squelch breakers on the FM, but I heard a lot of people that I hadn't heard. So I think you're right. We might have just a little tropo opening taking place.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm like that one fella said down there in that he could hear everybody, and that was unusual for him out of Antioch with a relatively nice antenna, but I think it's the 100 model of the Diamond, but a great antenna, but it's not a high performer as far as. But he said he could hear everybody, so I know that the conditions are pretty good. Anybody else north? Please come in. Anybody anywhere? Please come in. I think that wraps it up. Last chance on any place, anywhere. Please come in. Is anybody hearing anything I'm not hearing? Well, very good. We'll start at the bottom. Danny's at the bottom. Whiskey Echo 4 Echo in Hendersonville. And then we had Earl over in Noreen. Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. Tim, Kilo Romeo 4 Alpha Zulu. He's in Murfreesboro. And also November 8, Papa Yankee with Rusty also in Murfreesboro. And November 4 Delta Juliet Tango. And that's Don over in Bon Aqua. And Michael, Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot up in Bellshire. And where was I? Oh yeah, and then November India 4 Delta Carl over in that other area, Belmont, over in Brentwood. I just thought I'd throw Carl a curve there. And of course me here in Mount Juliet. That's Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey, and that's what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is kind of average. I don't know. We had more. We had 14, I think, on the 10-meter net this past Wednesday. So we're gonna have to have a contest, see which group can come in bigger. And we already 10 meters already won. Anyway, you guys have a great night. You can meet me over on 2 meters later if you like. This is K4 PEW. That is 2 meters FM, and we'll catch everybody here. Welcome to stay here. We'll catch you later, and I'll close out the net. K4 PEW.
Hey, Paul, before you go.
Yes.
On sideband, you could do with considerably less mic gain.
All right. Yeah, we were talking about that. My mic gain right now if I back off the mic, does it sound better here?
Significantly, yes.
Okay, I was at the same. Yeah, I was kind of talking close to the mic. So. All right, appreciate the input. Yeah, my mic gain set at 20, and I remember I started out with the factory at 50, and at that time people said, "Hey, you need to back that down." I backed it down, and everybody seemed happy. But I think that was on FM. That wasn't on sideband, and I don't seem to get those complaints on FM. But I'm glad you pointed that out.
Well, it's and the settings are completely different, and they should, says here in the book, track. So when you set your mic gain for FM and then you set your mic gain for sideband, when you change modes, it should change accordingly. At least mine does anyway. But yeah, you can even still stand to come down a little bit.
All right, very good. I'll just back off further. How about if I get back here at 4 feet or so? It's K4 PEW. We'll catch you later, Danny. We'll close the net.
Yeah, significantly better, Paul. So still good. And you're 20 over here, but I would expect no less. So 73. Thanks, WE4E.
Yeah, thank you, Danny. K4 PEW. Closing the net.